Good morning, Kimmy. It's Friday. Today I'm going to try a new angle. In my last video, half of my face was dark, so hopefully this remedies it. I think it's going to work better. To answer your math question, you can take 0.999, divide that by 3. You'll get 0.333 repeating, which is equal to 1/3. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 0.99 repeating, or 3 over 3, which is 1. So like I said in my last video, today I'm going to talk about capitalism. Our favorite capitalist to study is Adam Smith. I'm sure you've learned a lot about him in civics and economics. He published The Wealth of Nations, and he's really considered the father of laissez-faire economics, which says that government should not have no role in regulating trade or business. And really what laissez-faire economics is all about is building a better mousetrap. How can you get the best quality good for the lowest price? And this would lead to competition, which would lower the price of goods while increasing the quality. This is also known as the invisible hand, where people would be driven by a profit motive to create a healthy economy, pretty much essentially run by the consumer. Now today, the master of this invisible hand is by all means Apple Computer. They've ultimately found a way to make their profit by improving their goods, make them more user-friendly, get less viruses, and as a result, they're able to charge a bit more for their services because they know that people will buy them. Now, Apple's done such a great job with this. Right now, they're having probably the best financial quarter for any company in the history of the world, except for oil companies and maybe Google. They're doing that well. Now, Apple's been pretty great. Within the past 10 years, the amount of technology that they've created, it's astounding. 10 years ago, we had, let's see, it was 2002, we didn't even have iPods yet. And now we have, iPhones, iPads, we have MacBook Lights. So to put it simply, this competition has created a boom of new technology. But under this laissez-faire Adam Smith theory, the only purpose for a business to exist is not to provide for the consumer, but to make a profit. That's the only thing that they're concerned about. It got hot, so I took off my sweater. Also, my camera keeps going in and out of focus. I don't know how to stop that. Anyway, there's this factory in China called Foxconn. They make things like your iPads, your TVs, computers. And the workers at Foxconn, they live on the quarters, and they've just installed these nets to go around the buildings, these two really big nets, and their purpose is to catch the people when they jump off the buildings in an attempt to commit suicide. So essentially all of our iPods are coming from the expense of these workers who are miserable. Yeah. Okay, here's another example. This is one that people are more familiar with. Walmart. Walmart employs small Asian children to make their things, your moccasins or whatever you might buy from Walmart. I don't really shop there. So this goes back to the main point of business, which is to make profit at whatever means possible. And if this means, small child labor, if it's the cheapest labor you can find, then yes, you're going to take advantage of that. So to think that because of capitalism, we're outsourcing all of our jobs just for cheaper labor that really destroy the lives of the workers, is that right? Well, of course it's not right, but here's today's rhetorical question. Is capitalism inherently good? In my eyes, the answer is yes, and here's why. You hear people going around saying, Walmart is destroying small business in America, but in reality, it's not the corporation that's destroying small business, it's the consumer. So if you don't like the idea of Asian child labor, then don't shop at Walmart. So ultimately, I don't think the problem's with capitalism, I think it's with the consumer, with the people. People suck. And I probably should have told you this earlier, but capitalism has done great things throughout history. In early 19th century Europe, you have Adam Smith's philosophy starting to spread, and that's where you get the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution really changed the game of pretty much life in general. It changed our transportation, it changed wars, it changed what we do in our leisure time, it changed everything. The difference between 1805 and 1905 is literally as big as the difference between 1905 and 2005. Whereas the difference between 1705 and 1805 is really almost nothing. So I had a lot of fun making this video. If you have any thoughts, I'd really like to hear them. I'll see you next week, Kimmy.